22-yard line.
Well, Rye bent on that last series, but they didn't break. Here comes that option pass.
And this is Surhoff looking for Joe King, who can't hold on.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, Huskies got a break there. Eric Andersky had fallen down. Armis was wide open at the 45-yard line. Surhoff tried to get it into King instead. Big break for the Huskies. Maybe we'll see them come back with that a little later.
That'll bring up 3rd and 8 as Surhoff on the reverse, on the option, was throwing for Joe King, overthrew him just a little bit as well. So you get a look at some of the Mohawk haircuts as they have done this as part of the traditional hype and the preparation for the game.
I'm scared of that guy looking at
I wouldn't mess with him. I have enough trouble looking at you without a Mohawk. This will bring up 3rd and 8 from the 22-yard line. This is the pitch. The fake reverse this time. This is Giglio, and he is really decked that time by Jay Caruso at about the 30-yard line or the 25-yard line.
Giglio would have been better off giving it to Surhoff on that play.
And Giglio getting up slowly after that. That'll bring up 4th and 5 now from the 25-yard line. Another chance to go down on the field to Frank DeGrace.
Steve, the Harrison coaches has picked up that when Surhoff wearing both gloves, he's going to block or go out for the pass. That time when he threw the option, he took off his right glove, and the coaches knew the option pass was coming.
Thank you, Frank. It is now 4th down and 5 from the 25-yard line.
Shift, don't go offside. Wait till the ball is snapped.
Shows you how the coaching staff is so aware of all those little things out there.
Well, you always wonder, I've always wondered, when you wear the helmets, the crowd is making a lot of noise, the coach is yelling at you, you hear anything?
Yes, you do. And believe me, you do, because if you don't hear them, they're going to make sure you do when you come off the field.
That's true. That's true. So this will bring up 4th and 5. Well, we're going to have to be wary of a quick kick here. They sometimes do that. I do not believe that they would go here 4th and 5 from their own 25-yard line. Joe King deep at tailback. Riebling calling the signals. They work out of the full house backfield.
Trying to get them to go offside.
And that's
it
what
didn't
they're trying
work.
to do.
Yeah, Harrison ready for that.
Good boot by Joe King as he sends Seckler back to about the 25-yard line. Picks it up. Trying to run wide now. Trying to cut it back as Armis and Surhoff there, and he gets by them. Nice play by Benji Seckler.
Benji Seckler ran about 100 yards to make sure he didn't lose any yardage and did a great job. Some big blocks by the Huskies as he got to about the 25-yard line. And there's a Rye player down on the 25 right now.
I believe that is number 87, Ricky Lehman, a junior, the 5'9", 140-pounder.
I think it's 67.
Or 67, let's see.
There was some bodies flying right around there.
That would be Tom Adenizio if it is number 67. Starting left tackle, 6', 200-pound senior, if indeed that is Adenizio. Unsure now. You got to look at some of the Harrison cheerleaders and the Rye bench and more of the crowd.
My type of crowd.
Well, that is Adenizio, and he is getting up rather slowly and limping on that left ankle at the moment. 3:29 remaining now in this second quarter. The Huskies now will have 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. They are out in front, 6-0 on a Jamie Cohen 2-yard touchdown run at 11:32 of this second quarter. The extra point by Radcliffe was no good. Jamie Cohen thus far 3 for 7 passing, 62 yards, and he has that one touchdown on the ground. They work out of the I formation and a flag on the play.
Procedure on Harrison. Someone on the right side of the offensive line, a little quick.
Well, you get a look at referee John Old. Illegal procedure. And we had asked the referee to put a mic on, and so we could hear the call out here this afternoon, but he declined.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on the men in the striped shirts out there too. This isn't just a big game for the players, and they're on the spot here today. And don't think they don't know that this is a big game.
1st and 15 from the 26-yard line. Cohen, a quick pass out to Seckler. Trying to wait for his blockers, gets by one player. Seckler knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Steve, see, that's exactly what I was saying with Anderski before. The Rye cornerbacks are sitting way off of those receivers, and they can run that play all day. The only time I saw the backs step up are on short yardage situations or when they were getting down close to their goal line. First down and long yardage, they're laying off them, giving them that yardage.
Picked up about 9 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. We're back on the field as Frank DeGrace. I'll tell you, he's a busy man moving around. Frank?
Tom Adonisio was the injured Rye Garnet. He just got a helmet in the ribs, and he just lost his wind, and he'll be back in this game. Steve?
Thank you, Frank.
Good to hear.
And that's good news that Adonisio will be okay. It'll bring up 2nd and 6 now. This is Cohen back to pass. Wide open is Cal Cagney. The tackle by Alex Wicklund, but a first down by the Huskies at the 40-yard line.
Harrison loves that
45-yard line.
They love that. They send Gaudet deep, send it back underneath, and then Cohen has an option of reading the defense and going to either one. Pick Cal Cagney on that play. First down, Huskies.
Cal Cagney had 11 catches coming into this game. You get a look at head coach Dino Gar, and evidently not very happy by his team's play out here thus far this afternoon.
Well, you shouldn't be happy. The Huskies have really dominated so far.
2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This is Cohen, has some pressure, and Dursky wide open at about the 50-yard line. The pass wasn't there.
Yeah, if he had time, he did have receivers open, but good rush by the Garnets on that play. Mike Wolfman, number 77, and Scott Johnson, 72, went on the play.
You get a look at where we are here in Husky country. This is Husky country here in Harrison. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now from the 45-yard line.
You get a look there at what that young cheerleader was talking about, as you saw up in the corner some of the toilet paper from their decorating last evening.
They do have some strange ways of celebrating things. They had some bonfires, parades. Both teams had a breakfast on Friday morning. That is Cal Cagney. Pickup of about 4 on the play. Caught a Spody there, along with Haney. Alex Wicklund there as well.
I'll tell you, Steve, a real nice job by the Harrison coaching staff of mixing things up right now. You know, they've really been showing Rye a lot of different formations, a lot of different plays, and when things are working well for you, you know, again for Rye, it's difficult for them to just, you know, bear down and try to go after them because things are so kind of confusing.
Get a look at some of the Rye players. 3rd and long 5 now from midfield. Split receivers. They're working out of the I formation. This is Cohen. Has some time. Looking long to Seckler, who comes back and makes the grab and still going. Touchdown. Touchdown, Benji Seckler. 50-yard strike from quarterback Jamie Cohen. And Seckler just attacked the goalpost as well. Not surprised he didn't get a penalty on that one. No flags on the play. Benji Seckler doing it himself. 50-yard touchdown strike.
You said it right. Did it himself. The pass was behind him. He went back, got the ball, managed somehow to stay on his feet and bring it in for the score. Rye is right now a little bit shocked. So am I. And a great job by senior quarterback Jamie Cohen, again coming up with the big play for his team. We've seen him do it all year. They're going to get it after the kick. We're going to get a chance to see it. Well, they're going for 2 here.
The Huskies now out in front 12-0 as Cohen with his 14th touchdown pass of the year. Well, a little trickery on the play, but it didn't work as the 2-point try was no good.
Writes that Dr. Otis Bowen, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, proposed a wide range of new government programs and tax incentives for individuals and private industry to provide or purchase insurance for catastrophic illnesses. He recommended a sweeping expansion of Medicare to limit out-of-pocket payments by the elderly to $2,000 a year in return for an annual premium of $59.
Back once again to live action here from Feely Field in Harrison. We did miss a play. We had to change our tape, but we will show that to you as a pickup of about 8 on the carry by Giglio along the far sideline. This is Giglio tripped up. And I believe John Sinnis again had an arm in there defensively.
Yeah, and Rye coming out running here, a bit surprising. Maybe not wanting to take a chance for another turnover. We only have less than a minute to go.
One thing we did want to mention, Rye, the second-ranked team in the small schools poll for Westchester Gannett newspapers. Well, this is the play we missed earlier. That is Giulio running it outside for that pickup of 8.
Well, we got the first down there for Rye, but again, interesting call.
As they go up the middle, and I think they're going to lick their wounds and take it in at halftime.
Well, right there, again, thinking about it, wasn't really bad. You had third down. You had to get the first down, or else you would have had to turn the ball over again. So now they have the first down. Now I think we may see them open it up a bit. We see King coming out.
Get a look at quarterback Jamie Cohen on your screen for the Huskies. He's had a good first half.
Oh. That came very close to being catastrophe for Rye on that play. They tried a little quick out to Armis. And number 24, Frank Altamuro from his linebacker position, almost stepped in front and picked that ball off, and he would have had another 6 points for Harrison.
2nd and 10 now from the 48-yard line. I did want to mention the Huskies, the 8th-ranked team in the Westchester Rockland newspaper poll, the small school poll, tied for 8th.
And who would have thought that after the opening game of the season?
Well, this is Riebling looking deep, way overthrowing Joe King. The Garnets ranked number 2 in the small school poll in the Westchester Rockland Gannett newspaper poll.
That kind of expected, because Rye returned a lot of very good football players this year. On that play there, it's unfortunate. Harrison had everybody back, and King was open underneath as we've got a break on the field with a Harrison player down.
Did not get a chance to see who was down on the field, but again, a Harrison player is on the field, getting up very slowly now. Not getting up, actually, at the moment. Get a look at Joe King on your screen. Again, not as much of the offense as we thought perhaps he would be out here today.
Well, we don't know how much that ankle affects his running ability. We did say that one time they hit him with the pass, he came up and was limping and had to go off the field.
Well, the class of 82 bleacher creatures are out here today.
Big day for him. Looking, we look around now, try to see who the player is.
I believe that's Pete Gaudet.
Bleacher creatures. Surprised you're not in that.
No, I didn't graduate in '82, so.
But you are a creature.
Well, that's debatable. We can debate that. Riebling thus far on that pass that was batted away just a moment ago, 1 for 5 for 10 yards. He's also been intercepted once. That was Cal Cagney earlier in the first quarter. Well, Gaudet holding his right wrist. They're holding his right wrist at the moment.
Hope he's all right. Was talking to his mom before the game, proudly wearing his number 88 shirt. Hope to see him back. He's had a great 4 years at Harrison. And again, as Steve mentioned, looking to go to West Point University. West Point Academy.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
This is Riebling on 3rd and 10, looking down the middle. This is Joe King, and he can't hold on at about the 33-yard line.
But I'll tell you, that's a good job by the Rye coaching staff. That was the same type of pattern they ran on the play before. Harrison dropping everybody deep. Instead of trying to get behind them, just throw it and underneath them. Had the right play called. King just couldn't hold on.
So that'll bring up 4th and 10 from the 48-yard line. Garnet's given up just 19 points all year. They've given up 12 in one half of play here against Harrison.
Well, I hate to say I told you so, but statistics do not mean anything in a game.
This is Riebling on 4th and 10.
Do it again.
Again to King. This time he holds on and knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line by Eric Andersky. First down for the Garnets.
Well, that's one of those situations. You keep giving it to me, I'll take it. And that's what Rye did, and that's what they should keep doing. We're not sure if that 5 seconds on the clock is the right one.
Well, regardless, time winding down here in this first half. And I think the crowd beginning to has built throughout the course of the game.
You figured that out by yourself, huh?
I didn't need any help for that one. Have a timeout on the field right now as both coaches have a word with their squads. You get a look at the Harrison huddle. And what can you say about head coach Art Troilo Jr. in his first year here as they got off to a slow start? You get a look at the clock. There is 4 seconds.
Well,
and we, again, do not know if that is the official time. Well, we do have an injury report on tight end Pete Gaudet, defensive lineman Pete Gaudet with Frank DeGrace. Frank, what is the story now with Pete Gaudet?
Pete Garnet was the injured player for the Huskies, holding his right wrist area. It looks like it could be serious. They're going to take him into the locker room and put a splint on it. Jamie Cohen, the Husky quarterback, has already said, "I'm going swimming." Huskies are looking up. Steve?
Thanks a lot, Frank. And of course, going swimming means that there's a little lake, a little pond behind us, actually, behind the press box here at Harrison. A little bit of a tradition that they do. If they win, they take a dip. We'll take a break right back, and we'll take a break right here and be back, actually, right after this.
When you have a disability, you often find that people think they can judge what you can and cannot do without giving you a chance to prove yourself. But Goodwill Industries can make a big difference. Goodwill trains people with disabilities, counsels them, helps them to find a job, and hold it. Goodwill gives people a chance to earn their own way. So if you're disabled and you want job training, or if your business needs a reliable source of skilled, motivated employees, contact your nearest.
First and 10 now for the Huskies at the 33-yard line of the Garnets at the 33-yard line of the Huskies. Joe King fell out of his hands and right into Sal Giglio's hands at about the 13-yard line.
Not sure it did fall out of his hands, Steve. Think they had the old hook and ladder called there.
Well, we have a flag on the play, so let's hold on.
Well, no, the field clock has no time. If that is correct, and that there is no time, if it's a defensive penalty, the half cannot end. And it is a defensive penalty. So I'm sure Rye's going to take that call, and they're going to get a shot at the end zone.
You get a look at head coach Art Troilo Jr. of the Huskies pointing out the instructions to his squad. Well, let's see.
Dino Guard trying to get his message across. They're going to get a shot at the end zone here.
By all accounts, you would think this is obviously the last play of the game. Well, now they're moving up a little further.
Harrison wants a timeout. They want to talk about that.
I want to find, I'd like a little more clarification of what the call is here. Well, now head coach Art Troilo Jr. coming on the field to have a talk with his squad. And a timeout by Harrison, and they have marked the ball at about the 6-yard line. The penalty coming after the play.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting situation here. You know, Rye getting in here would change actually all the momentum Harrison had built. You seemingly think you're going in 12-0. Doesn't look like there's any chance Rye's going to get on the board. Somehow they've managed to move the ball down to about the 7-yard line. They have a shot to get in the end zone. If they do, it's going to really help them in getting ready for the second half. If they don't, Huskies keep all that momentum they've had. It's going to be a real interesting or a real difficult uphill climb for the Garnets in the second half if they don't get it in here. If they do, you know, you could come out and basically play the game like it's tied. You can't do that trailing 12-0, though.
You wonder also how much the ankle bothering Joe King affects their decision here, as King has a good leg. He has kicked a field goal during the year, and this wouldn't be that long a field goal. So they have...
You still need 2 scores, though, with a field goal, Steve. Got to get that touchdown here.
First and goal from the 6-yard line for the Garnets now, and what appears to be the last play of this first half. This is Riebling on the roll, looking deep. He's got Surhoff knocked away by Eric Andersky. Make that John Hanka, excuse me. So they are unable to complete the pass on a good defensive play by number 5, John Hanka.
And too bad, because number 44, Chris Quinson, was wide open in the middle of the end zone for Rye. Held his hands out and said, oh no. That helps Harrison even more, so we end up everything going Husky way.
So at the end of one half of play here at Philly Field in Harrison, it is the Huskies out in front by the score of 12-0. Now, we apologize. We do have some technical problems, and we will be unable to bring you the halftime festivities here from Philly Field, and we're going to get these technical problems squared away so we can get underway with the second half of play. So we will be back with second half action here from Philly Field right after this.
Stealing cable service is illegal and not very safe either. Call your local cable company and get hooked up legally.
Frank DeGrace here down on the field at Feely Field where Harrison leads Rye 12-0. I've spoken with the coaches from both sides. On the Rye side of the field, Coach Gar is saying, let's play football, get back to the basics. They want to get the line of scrimmage back. They felt Harrison has dominated the line of scrimmage. On the Harrison side, they're appealing to emotions. 110% effort. They have a lot of momentum in the locker room, and they're ready to take this game and jump into the pond. We're ready for second half action and the Rye kickoff. Back upstairs to Steve and Joe.
Okay, thank you very much, Frank DeGrace. Down on the field, we're just set to go with the second half kickoff. It is the Huskies out in front by the score of 12-0. It'll be Joe King kicking off, and back deep is Benji Seckler, and he is the deep back at about the 7-yard line. And an onside kick immediately recovered by the Huskies, and that, Joe, a bit of a surprise on the part of Rye.
Well, I think that's showing that they know they've got to go get it, and you can't be conservative. You've got to go after it right now. Had a chance to get on the board before halftime. When they get the ball back offensively, they're going to have to open it up, but it's a lot tougher, Steve, opening it up when you're trailing 12-0 than when you're able to mix it up early in the game. So Rye's got a real tough uphill climb here. Harrison's got to try and maintain the ball, run as much time off the clock as they can each time they get a possession without trying to sit on the lead.
Just underway here, second half. It is 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. This is Sanchez, stood up and knocked down by Gunnar Huber, and a pickup of about 5 or so on the carry, so it'll bring up 2nd and 5. One bad note for the Huskies. We saw Pete Gaudet go out holding his wrist back toward the end of that second quarter. Broken wrist for Pete Gaudet.
Yeah, I talked to his mom, and true to the toughness of Pete Gaudet, he's not going anywhere to get that arm fixed until this game is over. Down on the sidelines without shoulder pads. Probably a good move taking the shoulder pads off him, because knowing him, he'd be trying to get out there right now.
Does have his arm in a sling. This is Cohen on the option, takes it himself, and he's going to be near first down yardage at about the 49-yard line.
Good fake by Cohen there. I'll tell you, the one thing, we were down on the field at halftime talking to people who were up and down the sidelines, including our own Frank DeGrace, and the one thing that people were talking about was how Harrison dominated the offensive and defensive line, something that I don't think anyone expected to have happen here today, including myself. Rye with a weight advantage, and I didn't think Harrison would be able to control it, and they have. And we've seen John Sinnis all over the field for the Huskies today.
So it is 3rd and 1 now from the 49-yard line of the Garnets. It is the Huskies now on the opening drive here as we start this third quarter. 10:30 now remaining. The Huskies on top 12-0. And I think somebody moved early, and Chris Quinson really popped Sanchez.
Procedure.
We have a flag on the play, and I believe it is illegal procedure on the part of the Huskies.
Yeah.
Vicious hit that time by Quinson.
Sure was. Rye needed that, but that was probably the one time they hoped there wasn't a flag on the play.
Some halftime statistics for you. The Huskies, these courtesy, by the way, of Pete Seligman. And you get a look at referee John Auld. Some halftime statistics for you provided by Pete Seligman. Jamie Cohen, 7 of 11 for 130 yards, 1 touchdown running the ball, 1 touchdown throwing the ball. Sanchez, the leading ball carrier, 6 carries, 28 yards. Benji Seckler, 4 carries for 25 yards. Seckler, by the way, 4 receptions for 100 yards in that 50-yard touchdown play. We have more flags on the play. And again, I believe this one may go against the Huskies. A little nervous coming out here in this second half.
Well, could be. Also, the one thing, I'm watching Rye, I don't know if Harrison's going to want to put the ball up, but the cornerbacks, again, giving Cohen's receivers a lot of room to operate.
So that'll push them back 5 more yards, and this will bring up 3rd and 11 now from their 41-yard line.
A lot of people on the Rye side of the field, awful surprised when I was over there. No one, I think, from their side expected to see them come out and be dominated as much as Harrison was able to do so.
This is Cohen on the roll, picked off by Mark Surhoff at about the 50-yard line, knocked out of bounds. And we have a flag on the play.
Well, there's the break. Maybe they need it. There it is.
And that may be a late hit on the part of the Huskies that time defensively.
Yeah, it could be, but that's what Rye needed. Everything went Husky way in the first half. If they needed something to get them going, there it is right there. Surhoff, who they've got to get into the offense more. And the same with Joe King. Get the ball in Joe King's hand is what I would be telling my team right now.
So 9:56 remaining in this
It'll be a personal
third quarter,
foul,
and
too,
I
Steve.
believe a personal foul on the part of the Huskies. Mark Surhoff with the intercept, and they pick up an extra 15 yards right now on the penalty.
Well,
Big break for the Garnets opening up this second half.
well, big opportunity here. Got to put the ball in the end zone here. No doubt about it if you're Rye. You must absolutely find a way to bring it in.
So they have 1st and 10 now at the 29-yard line of the Huskies. Will we see Riebling put it up in the air this first play?
Well, with good field position, it's not necessary, but then again, you don't know what changes they made at the half.
This is Giglio running wide, trying to turn the corner. Nice play by Eric Andersky coming up quickly.
Fumbled the ball, and the Huskies get it back. Well,
Did not even see the fumble on the play, but as you did say, Giglio fumbled it. Giglio on the ground right now. I believe he is not hurt, but more out of frustration on the fumble.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. They may change that call. I see the officials are talking. We're going to see it again. Absolutely a great play from Andersky coming up here to force it. There's the ball. Let's see if we can see what happened.
I think they said it was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it was, but we're going to see. No, it looks like they're pointing back to Rye.
Caruso picked it up, and a
Yes,
fumble
yes.
recovery by Caruso.
Giving it back to Rye. And it appeared to be the right call from our angle.
You get a look at head coach Art Troilo Jr., and you said it. They did change the call as they gave it back to the Garnets.
Very possible that the official just got confused when he saw the players recovering the ball.
Well, it was definitely Jay Caruso for the Huskies on the recovery. The question is, was it out of bounds?
I think it was the right call, to be honest with you. He has to be inbounds, have to have both feet in, and it appeared that part of him was out of bounds. But again, that was a great play by Andersky. Steve, that last play, though, is the reason that you've got to throw the ball up the field, because you've got to keep those cornerbacks honest so they don't come up and make those hits.
2nd and 8 now. This is Giglio up the middle, and he is stuck hard by Jay Caruso. Pickup of a couple of on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 3 now from the 22-yard line. By the way, Steve Riebling, 3 for 9, 55 yards passing, 1 interception. Giglio, 8 carries, 27 yards rushing. Newman really the only other ball carrier to get a handoff, 2 carries for 7 yards. So really, you look at the statistics, easily dominated by the Huskies in the first half, and they have that 12-0 lead. We have flags just about from every official on this play.
Yeah, it'll be motion on number 67, Tom Adonisio. Didn't get a chance to see that interception back a while ago by Surhoff, and you're going to see that it was caused because of the pressure that they're able to get on Cohen. They force him out of the pocket, and Surhoff just dropping back, was right in front of the receiver. Cohen wasn't able to get enough on it there. Can't fault him, though. He has had a great afternoon for the Huskies. Get a look there. Coach Art Troilo has, I'm sure, a little bit of concern coming into his head right now.
3rd and 8 now from the 28-yard line as the Garnets pick up a penalty against them, and that'll push them back 5. This is Riebling on the roll. It looks like he's going to keep it himself, and nowhere to go. John Dorenzis there initially on the hit for the Huskies.
As a quarterback, it was designed to be a quarterback run all the way there. Did not fool the Husky defense. Dorenzis staying at home was able to step up and slow down Riebling, allowing him to not turn the corner there.
8:22 now, and time ticking away in this third quarter.
4th down here. Rye's got to be able to pick up this 1st down. I tell you, and not to be critical, because it's a heck of a lot easier being in this booth saying what we think should happen than being down on that field. But they just had the big turnover, and instead of maybe trying to open it up a little bit, they opened out with the running play. Even though they had decent field position, it would not have been a bad situation to soften that defense by trying to get the ball up the field.
And you get
Coach
a look
Gard
at
coming out trying to come up with the 4th down play. That'll get him another set of 4. Be tough to lose this opportunity after that interception.
4th and a long 5 from the 25-yard line, and you mentioned it. What I had thought on the opening series here as they picked the ball off. Again, the field position may have been good, but you got to get a quick strike. That's what you need.
Yes. You know, you go back to the opening of this game. as simple as a thing as it may seem, the play that really set the tone for the whole afternoon was the opening kickoff when Giglio fell down. You know, he slipped in the mud. Looks like a Husky fan.
A Husky fan who's not too impressed by the TV camera.
I think that's because they told her that you're announcing.
Probably, and I probably think she understood that. So it'll be 4th and 5, a long 5 now from the 25-yard line. This is the pitch. The reverse to Surhoff on the option, looking, and he's got Joe King at about the 15-yard line. First down for the Garnets. Nice play that time by the Garnets as that play finally worked for them.
Yeah, and King was open for an awful long time. Surhoff waited a little longer than he probably had to, but still managed to make a good pass. A reception by King. Get a chance to see it here. I think one of the defensive players that was trying to pick up King went a little too deep and slipped and was not able to recover. You're going to see King there, and Seckler, the closest defender for the Huskies.
Back to live action again. They go up the middle, and really nowhere to go for Sal Giglio. And again, the Huskies' defense up the middle has been extremely tough this afternoon. You really have to credit John Sinis, Ed Lucas, the tackles, Tony Rubio, the nose guard, and the ends, Frank Altamuro and Craig Calcagni, as they have stacked it up right up the middle.
They've done a super job stopping the Rye team from running the ball today. I didn't expect that, but they've managed to do a great job. Caruso and Dorenzis have made a lot of tackles, and Sinis has caused havoc all day long for the Garnets.
Actually a loss of about half a yard on the play, so 2nd and 11 from the 16-yard line. Time again ticking away. 7 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. This is Riebling on the pitch to Armis, and he is really met by about 5 Huskies. Hankey, Dorenzis, Seckler, among others, along with Caruso there defensively. And you have to really credit the aggressiveness of the Huskies out here defensively.
Yeah, nowhere to go there. They saw that play coming. They pursued well. They filled their lanes well. And even though Riebling made a good pitch, absolutely no running room at all as the Harrison defense closed in. See a concerned coaching staff right now trying to come up with the right play that'll get them in the end zone.
So this will bring up 3rd down and about 9 yards for the first down.
Here it comes
There they
again.
go, this reverse again.
He's
and
got him
Surhoff,
again.
They have King wide open and a bad throw by Mark Surhoff. King was calling for it at about the 5-yard line. He said, throw it, and Surhoff threw it right in the ground, and that time, not successful.
I think what he's got to try and do is look a little sooner, because King saw he had a soft spot in the defense and just stopped and waited there. If he continued to go, he would not have been open, because the defensive backs covering Armis would have been able to pick him up. He made the right decision. Surhoff just not able to stop and throw back across the field.
And are you surprised that that play has been open all the times they've tried to use it?
No, I'm not, because it's just a tough play to defend because of all the movement going on.
Split receivers, 4th and 10. This is Riebling back to pass now. And he's got Armis at about the goal line.
Super catch. And a great pass by Riebling into coverage.
Well, 3 defenders right there, and Armis brought it down at about the 2-yard line. And we have some extracurricular activity at the moment.
Trying to see what's going on down there. A lot of emotions. I saw Tom Adonisio. I think he's getting himself fired up in his own little way, rolling on the ground.
Well, that'll bring up first an excellent throw, as you mentioned, by Steve Riebling, and a better grab by Tom Armis right in traffic. 3 Husky defenders right around him at about the 2-yard line. I think they mark it at about the 1-yard line, actually. And that'll bring up 1st and goal for the Garnets, and a big play on 4th down.
Yeah, he looked right, looked like it was going to be a pass to the right. Then at the last second, turned back, found Armis in good coverage, and Armis just made a great grab.
This is Giglio. He's not going to get in.
He did.
He did. Yes, he did.
Good hit, but second effort brought him in there.
So Sal Giglio, as you mentioned, on the second effort picks up the touchdown.
And
So
it
we
was
now...
also going to be a 15-yard personal foul on Harrison.
And one of the Rye players getting up slowly. I think that is Giglio. Still down on the ground. Nevertheless, he picks up the touchdown, and we now have a 12-6 ball game as Rye gets on the board for the first time this afternoon.
Big break. back in the game. It's amazing, though, when you think about it. Harrison's dominated all day, and just on that touchdown, now everything changes. You're only up by a touchdown. You're one turnover away. Let's see if we can see what happens right here. Oh, there it is right there.
Do not like to see that.
No, not necessary. So one of the Harrison players came down right on Giglio's hand there.
And that's something you wonder if the referees pick that up, why they do not kick the player out of the game for something like that. Definitely not a play that was needed there.
No, not much you can say about it either. Just hopefully that it was unintentional.
So 12-6, the Huskies now out on top, and this is Joe King in for the extra point. He has 23 thus far this season.
It's a good move to go for 1.2. No need for the second. If you score again, you'll have another shot to kick or run should you miss here.
Up and good.
All right.
So the Huskies now out on top by the score of 12-7. And how does this change momentum?
Well, again, momentum, a funny thing. It all goes back to Rye right now, and unfortunate for Harrison, they really did not make many mistakes on that drive. The one good pass from Surhoff to King. They had Harrison in Rye in a fourth down twice in that drive, and Rye just executed. Give them credit. Backs were to the wall. I think they knew, just like I had said, if they hadn't got points on that drive, they weren't going to manage to get any. It would have been almost impossible to come back, but with their backs to the wall, sign of a great team, they were able to execute and score their first touchdown of the day. Now we'll have that penalty marked off. Personal foul, 15 yards. They mark it off on the kickoff. Chance for Rye to pin Harrison back here.
Would you be surprised to see another onside kick right here?
Yeah, here's the opportunity for Rye to put Harrison in the same situation that Rye was forced to start the game in. In trouble with their end zone right behind them, not able to open it up, forced to run the ball. I would kick it away and try to put it in my defense's hands. You still got a whole quarter and a little bit more to go. No need to panic here.
So the Garnets will kick it at midfield, and back deep is Seckler, along with Sanchez and number 82, Paul Parisi.
Look at this.
Didn't go 10 yards. Did not go 10 yards. I don't believe.
And I don't think that's what he wanted, Coach Gar. I see him right now talking to Joe King. I think he told him he wanted that ball kicked down the field. And Harrison, fortunate here, will get good field position and not really have to stay too conservative. That's what they can't do, though, Steve. They can't just try and go in the shell and run it out here. Too much time left. You got to play aggressive. You got to get back to doing what you did in the first half, taking it at them and gaining control of that line of scrimmage again.
That kick only went 5 yards, so Harrison now 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line, excuse me. That was Sanchez trying to go off tackle, maybe a pickup of 2 on the play. Cotaspoti there initially defensively for the Garnets. And let's see now how the touchdown really does affect the momentum of the Rye Garnet defense now.
Well, just looking at the Rye bench, their players are a lot more into the game right now than they've been in a long time. Chance here to hold, and again, no need to even talk that way right now because there's too much time left in the game.
2nd and 9 now, the 41-yard line. Harrison on the drive, working out of the I formation. They hold the lead, 12-7. This is the pitch to Benji Seckler. He has some running room, cuts it inside, and a pickup of about 5 or 6 as they push him back.
Good cut by Seckler there. It didn't look like he had much. Little dip of his shoulder. Was able to turn it upfield and pick up 5 yards.
Right, Coach Dino Gar said he was worried about the speed of the Huskies. I think really he was really more concerned with the speed of Benji Seckler.
Yeah, because their other backs are kind of more grinded out, tough type of backs. Seckler, I think, really the only back who possesses that, breakaway threat.
This will bring up 3rd and 3 now at the 47-yard line.
Let's remember, they're without Pete Gaudet this half, and Gaudet has always been a major part of their offense.
This is Craig Calcagney trying to grind it out, as you mentioned, a grind-out type of runner.
Yep.
Runs into a stack. Roy Haney, Mark Surhoff, were there as well with Scott Johnson, and he does not pick up the first down. This will bring up 4th and 1.
And credit Haney with getting in front of that play and preventing him from making a first down. Harrison trying to get the kickoff quickly. Looks like they'll be able to.
Jamie Cohen back to punt. It is Tom Armis and Joe King back at about their own 27-yard line. And a good boot by Cohen sends King back to the 21-yard line. Now takes it up the middle, running toward the sideline. Fumble the ball. Harrison recovers, I believe, at about the 37-yard line. I believe that was John Hanka who fell on the ball at about the 37-yard line as Joe King tried to cut it back inside. A good pop by the Harrison defense, and he coughed it up.
And King made a good run, and just at that hit lost the ball. Nobody more upset about it than Joe King right now. He'll get another chance. All good players get that chance to come back.
So this will bring up 1st and 10 now for the Huskies as they get it right back on the Joe King fumble. 3:30 remaining in this third quarter. They spread Andersky out to the far sideline, and Cohen had trouble with the snap and falls down.
I think he saw it was a broken play, and instead of taking a chance, just did go down there. That's a good, it may have not looked like much to anybody else, but a sign of a quarterback, mature quarterback, not trying to force the issue, knew there was something wrong, and just went down on the play. Get a chance to see that fumble here. Good blocking. King picks the seam. You're going to see him get hit right there. I think Jay Caruso was in on the hit. Caruso, not a kind of guy that scores many touchdowns, but always seems to be around big plays for the Huskies.
Up the middle, you mentioned Caruso. Well, that was Cal Cagney on the carry, and he picked up a first down.
Yeah, but Caruso was in there with blocking again.
And I believe Cal Cagney is down now, not getting up. Well, just fixing the ankle. I'm not sure if he's hurt. Well, indeed. A little banged up on that play. Picked up the first down, however, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line, I believe. But Cal Cagney, again, he is down right at about the 26-yard line. Could be a cramp in the calf muscle.
And, once again, we should mention, Harrison without one of their key people here in the second half. An unfortunate injury to senior, number 88, Pete Gaudet.
One of the co-captains, tri-captains.
Yeah. 3 touchdown receptions this year. One of my favorites, because for the 2 years I've worked for Adams, Russell always seemed to find a way to be involved in a big play. And he was forced to watch from the sidelines this half. Hope we don't lose Cal Cagney. That's the one thing you really hope for. Somebody's got to lose today. You just don't want it to be because of someone making the wrong play or someone making a big mistake. You just, as both coaches, you want to win because you just outgrind the other team. You don't want to win because of a mistake. You've come too far. This game means too much to too many people to have it decided that way.
What's your name, Stacy?
Stacy.
I'm here in the middle of the Harrison Majorettes. Tell me about what's your name, first of all?
My name's Stacy.
What about the emotion of this game?
It is terrific. We're going to win! Huskies number 1!
What about the co-captain right here, Amy?
I think we're going to play a great game and we're going to win.
All right, Huskies still looking up, although they're only up by 5 now. Steve?
Frank.
Okay, thank you very much, Frank DeGrace. We apologize for having some trouble picking up Frank down there on the field with his report. Cal Cagney walking off under his own power pretty much, so he appears to be okay. This will bring up 1st and 10 now for the Huskies. They go to Seckler. Well, Seckler got away from Haney, but they say his forward progress was stopped. I'll tell you, he did a good job. Haney had 6'1", 250. And you look at Seckler at 5'7", 160. Big difference.
Yeah, and Haney has had a good day today. Good look at the Garnet defense.
So this will bring up 2nd and 13 now from the 30-yard line. go right up the middle to Jay Caruso, and he is pounded down at about the 25-yard line. Mark Surhoff on the top of the pile, Roy Haney underneath. But a pickup of about 7 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 now from the 25-yard line.
Good look at Coach Garr, Coach Annunziato, with his arms out there.
Officials timeout now. So this will bring up 3rd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Actually 3rd and 7, split receivers. Big rush from Stavrity as he throws it in the pile. That was a screen pass, nearly picked off by Mark Surhoff at about the 25. Actually the 20-yard line.
Rye read that play very well that time. Everybody kind of realized that they were trying to set up the screen, sat back. Cohen threw it into a lot of traffic there.
54 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter as the Huskies on the drive now. 4th down and 7 from the Garnet 25-yard line.
Big 4th down play here. They're all big when you get in the second half of a game like this.
Well, this is a different formation for the Huskies. Sanchez split to the near sideline. They're looking down the far sideline. A crossing pattern is Anderski knocked away by number 25, Alex Wicklund.
Just a little bit behind him. Anderski ran a good pattern. Cohen with really not a bad pass, but the defensive player was able to get inside and knock the ball away. I like the call, though. It wasn't a bad attempt. You really, again, Harrison doing what they have to, not really sitting back, trying to take it right back to Rye, but the Garnets hold, and they'll get a chance to go for the go-ahead touchdown.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Garnets at their own 25-yard line as they stop the drive of Harrison. Now they come the other way. Riebling still in at quarterback. They split Surhoff out far to the right side. Working out of that wing T formation, this is Giglio, who's done the bulk of the running. Stood up by Seckler, and closing on the tackle, Hanka and John DeRenzis. John DeRenzis, by the way, weren't sure if he was going to be playing in today's game. Suffered a hip pointer in Tuesday's practice, but he's been out there all day.
Yeah, a game like this has a way sometimes of letting pain slip through your mind. Boy, Rye just has not been able to run on the Husky defense. They've done a super job.
Actually a loss of a couple on the play. That'll bring up 2nd. Well, we'll call it 2nd and 11. Actually a loss of about a yard on the play. Working out of the eye. This is that formation we've seen on the halfback option.
King in the middle of the field.
And he fumbled the ball at about the 1st down marker. No reception.
Incomplete.
King has had trouble holding on today.
You know, you would think when a team tries to play like that so many times that it would just be impossible for it to continue to work. But, you know, I've always been a big believer when you've got people moving around, you have a better chance of having the defense caught in a mistake at the end of the 3rd quarter.
So at the end of 3 quarters of play, we're going to get a look at that replay once again.
You'll see Surhoff coming around. King stopping in the middle. Open, pass a little high. I don't think he would have had it anyway.
So at the end of 3 quarters of play, here it is. The Huskies still out in front, but this time the score 12-7. We're back with 4th quarter action right after this.
Check us out every day, they said. Check us out every day or you'll